Okay guys, I was challenged by Serge Jaeger to build a Borborygmos Enraged Commander deck. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna just go and do that now. I'll be right back. Alright, so Borborygmos Enraged as the commander. Deck consists of 50 mountains, 49 forest. You guys probably want more than that, don't you? Alright, give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna... Thanks, Serge. Alright, Borborygmos Enraged. Here's the deck tech.
The plan with this deck is simple. Survive the early game with bodies that also get you land, so you can get your commander out and smash face with his ability. At 8 mana, getting Borborygmos Enraged online is no easy task. Once you get there, however, you can easily one-shot a player. Remember, his ability still counts for commander damage, so you only need to deal 20. Live the dream. We'll start off with our creatures, 17 in total. These can be broken down into 3 groups. Ones that get land into your hand, ones that get land onto the battlefield, and ones for distracting your opponent. First up are creatures that put land onto the battlefield. These creatures help get good old Borbor out of the command zone and doing some work. God, he's lazy. In this category we have Dawn Treader Elk, Oashra Cultivator, Ondu Giant, Primal Druid, Ranging Raptors, Sheffet Monitor, Viridian Emissary, and Wild Wanderer. Now, while the Elk, Cultivator, and Emissary have to die to get you the land, they are great at keeping you from taking too much damage in the early game. Once they've outlived their usefulness, you get rid of them for land that will get you closer to your goal. Sheffet Monitor is great early game for its cycling ability, or late game for a threat your opponent will have to deal with while you set up for the kill. Ranging Raptors will give your opponent a headache. Do they want to attack and have you search for land, or did they want to hang back and wait for you to kill them with Borborygmos? For the creatures that put land into your hand, we have Borderland Ranger, Civic Wayfinder, Gatecreeper Vine, Green Seeker, Nissa Vastwood Seer, Pilgrim's Eye, and Sylvan Ranger. These creatures are simple enough. Grab a land, put it in your hand. Why is that great, you ask? Well, Borborygmos' ability says discard a land card, Borborygmos Enraged deals 3 damage to target creature or player. You want the land in your hand, so you can discard it all, and just wreck shop. The last 2 creatures are here for pure value. They don't enable your commander or help you ramp, but they are perfect threats to keep your opponents distracted. Say hello to Scavenging Ooze and Vengevine. Now, they probably don't need an introduction, but I'll give you the TLDR version. Scooz gets big real fast and helps keep you alive while doing so. Vengevine hits hard and basically can't stay dead. Like I said, these aren't win cons, they're distractions. They are meant to take your opponent's removal, so you get to keep the things that you need to go nuclear. Let's move on to enchantments. We have 7 of them. Barbed Field to add insult to injury. Battle Strain to incentivize your opponent to let you walk on over and slap them. Burning Earth to punish your opponents for playing their expensive duels and other non-basics. Circle of Flame to slow down or prevent aerial assaults. Curse of Bloodletting and Dictate of the Twin Gods to make sure you can one-shot your opponent. Now before you say it, yes, I know Dictate is symmetrical, so it can hit you too, but symmetrical effects are fair. And last but not least, is Font of Fertility, just in case you haven't been able to get land fast enough. Moving on, we have 7 instants in this deck. Abrade is a good all-around card. Its modes help keep it from being a dead card no matter what deck you're against. Annihilating Fire is on theme. If you need to get rid of a threat or just put in those last few points of damage to kill your opponent, this is the spell for you. Aura Barbs is hilarious. Enchantress decks, look out. This could kill your opponent on its own. Barbed Lightning, great card, is literally the embodiment of the deck. Evolution Charm, great versatility, gets you land, brings back threats, gives evasion, superstar. What red deck would be complete without Lightning Bolt? Enough said. And last is Natural Connection. Mana Ramp is Mana Ramp. Next up is sorceries. We go a bit heavy here with 15, and they can be broken down into 3 categories. Land into hand, land onto battlefield, and value. Starting off with land onto battlefield, we have Beneath the Sands, Caravan Vigil, I'll explain later, Edge of Autumn, Growth Spasm, Map of the Wastes, Search for Tomorrow, and Thunderherd Migration. So I said Caravan Vigil, and I'll explain why I'm putting it in the onto the battlefield category. The Morbid Trigger. You play this in your second main phase after you've either been forced to block with one of your creatures and it died, or when you sacrifice your Elk or Cultivator. I mean, if you have your commander out, then go ahead and play it without Morbid, but early game it will help you ramp. Next up we have land into hand. These include Attune with Aether, Lay of the Land, and Traverse the Elven Weld. Nothing too amazing here, but they fill your hand with fuel for Borborygmos' face melting. Our last group is the value. These include Creeping Renaissance to get all your land back so we can then discard them all over again, and then flash it back to do it a 3rd time. Lava Axe, because why not? Praetor's Council, so we can essentially have a second copy of Creeping Renaissance, only better. Unlimited hand size? Yes please. What better way to kill your opponent with discard than to have a mitt full of things to discard? Rift Bolt to do 3 damage on turn 2 with Suspend, and Verdant Confluence, which helps you get exactly what you need when you need it. Want a bigger threat? Gotcha covered. Want a land to do more damage with your commander, or want a big threat back? Cool, no problem. Want more land onto the battlefield to get your commander out? Easy. Now we're heading to Browntown. Older Magic players will get that joke. We have 9 artifacts and we are breaking them down into 2 categories, hand and value. First is the hand cards. We have Horizon Spellbomb, Journeyer's Kite, Mycosynth Wellspring, Renegade Map, Thaumatic Compass, Traveler's Amulet, and Wanderer's Twig. These all help to get you cards you need to power up your Cyclops. For the value artifacts, we have Sword of the Animist and Whisper Silk Cloak. The sword helps us ramp while also making the equipped creature bigger, and the cloak will help to keep the equipped creature safe by giving it Shroud and making it unblockable. All that's left is our land base. It's pretty simple since we are only 2 colors. Evolving Wilds to help get us a color we might be missing. Field of Ruin to get rid of annoying non-basics and replace itself once used. Ghost Quarter to again destroy your opponent's pesky utility lands. And Thawing Glaciers is a repetitive Evolving Wilds. Top that off with 26 forests and 14 mountains to bring us up to 44 land in total, and there you have it. One Borborygmos Enraged Commander deck that costs less than $70 on TCG Player. If you want to upgrade this deck, you can consider swapping in Fallow Worm, Lightning Storm, Magmatic Insight, Molten Vortex, Pack Guardian, Seismic Assault, Simian Brawler, and Thundering Worm. All of these act as extra versions of Borborygmos, or ways to get extra value out of him. Imagine having Seismic Assault and Borborygmos Enraged on the battlefield at the same time, then cast either of the worms, discard a land to keep the worm, and you're dealing 5 damage to your opponent and getting a 4/4 threat. Cast Lightning Storm, discarding a single land, and you're doing 8 damage. Double the land, you're doing 10.
Alright guys, so if you liked that video and you want to see more content like it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, whatever else YouTube is making you do these days. We'll see you guys next time.